Alright, first of all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of James Great Millstone. Shalom and blessings to the brothers out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Right now, I'm going to do a lesson on why 2/3 will be destroyed. And I'm going to go into many of the reasons why people now get destroyed. Now, actually I'll go in depth and in detail. Well, as in detail as we can still. And at the same time try to keep it simple. Because a very simple reasons why 2/3 are going to get destroyed still. Just like it's as simple as if you can't hear, you have a feel. As easy as that. But the mass not gonna understand. And reason why the mass not gonna understand, you get a please. Right, this is Acts chapter 28 verse 26. It says, saying, go unto this people are talking about Israel, and say, hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive. So the things them we are prophesy to them people here, most of them, 2/3 of them not gonna understand. And some of them are gonna understand, but them simply I go refuse to accept it. And that really go in the denialism of people, if there's such a word. It says, for the heart of this people is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have they closed, lest they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. So basically none of that now got for 2/3. Because somebody have to be 2/3. Somebody have to get put to them for this thing play out the way it's supposed to play out, because basically the prophecies are going to get fulfilled. Now, in terms of denialism, that the people are suffering from a serious note. Now, let's go into the definition of denialism. Now, what I do, I actually collect most of these off the internet and just put them in a nice little document, so I have everything arranged over the want it. Right? Now, denialism, it says, in human behavior, denialism is exhibited by individuals choosing to deny reality as a way to avoid dealing with an uncomfortable truth. And that the people do daily, they don't accept the truth. How you just preach? You just preach the truth. I tell them what really take place. But because what really take place and what I got in the coming months is not something very appealing, they don't accept it. They don't accept responsibilities, and that actually kind of dumb, because simply because you refuse to accept something as being the truth that not mean say another truth, and that means say not anyways. The scripture say, hey, let them be let me see if we can find the precept. Alright, so Romans, start from 33. No, Romans chapter 3 verse 3. It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written." Zin? So that just show you, not just because you refuse to accept something means it's not true. And that means it's not going to happen anyways. If one cliff the darkness up and you're in a night, right, and you can't really see what take place, and one man will go look over there and him see a cliff there, him see a walk past a go down and him stop and say, "Hey, don't walk go down there, say no one cliff there." You go look on that man now and say, "Me not believe you, you know." Just because you look at him and say you don't believe him means you're not going to drop off a cliff now. That don't make no sense. See, so being in denial is something very stupid, yo. And that's one of the reasons then why people are going to get destroyed. See? And the things that more people don't want to accept, then the things that when the scripture say, yo, it's because not only that, them don't want to accept the responsibilities, then to prepare them things, to prepare themselves for the things that will come to pass in the coming months. Not only that, but they also don't want to do the things that the scripture says you're supposed to do and the things that you're not supposed to do. For instance, the laws then. I'm going to go ahead and get a few of the laws then. I'm going to start at chapter 1 and I'm going to jump to the point of chapter 15. Right, this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. Right, now, them are the laws of the Most High dish out to Israel. And the Most High basically I explain to them, say, hey, this is going to take place if you do this, and this is going to take place if you don't do this. Right, read it, he say, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth." See, and if you read further through this, it will give a list of the blessings then what you're going to have if you keep the laws then. See, but obviously I think we can all agree, say, the children of Israel, which is the Hebrews, the Negroes, the Native Americans, and the Latinos today, the so-called Zin, we can all agree, say, them are the lowest on the earth. Them not high above all nations like the scripture say. You know why? Because them never did keep the laws them to begin with. Them break all of the laws them. Zin, and at least the most I say happen when they break the laws them, right? I jump to chapter 15. He said, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee." Right? And them don't want to accept that, because they want to continue breaking the laws. The scripture say, don't sex an next man woman. No. Him don't want to hear that, because why? Him want to continue sex another man woman. The scripture say, don't eat abominable dishes like what? Pork. See, that's the main one. People them love to eat pork, and they know so they don't to eat it. See, because they don't want to stop eating pork, they refuse to accept what the scripture say. See, them already know say they you know. Them know say they're not supposed to eat it, but them continue. And them are the reason why people gonna get destroyed, yo. And that's just wicked, yo. Because you want to continue with your wickedness, you refuse to accept the truth. You're in denialism. See? Now may I continue? Then one of the next thing how people refuse to accept is in are the most I the most I laws them. Zim, for instance, the things them where the most I alright with, but the common mass might frown upon. For instance, one of the major conflicts that people have is with the scripture, at the age of consent. Nobody now accept that. Why? The reason why they now accept the true age of consent according to the biblical laws. Because if they don't accept that, then the common mass are thrown upon them. Based upon what them believe. And what them believe will completely contrary to the scriptures. Because they want to continue to feel good in the sight of the common man, they refuse to accept the laws them. Right? Now may I go into the age of consent and a few more things. Right, the age of consent. What is the age of consent? The age of consent, this are according to societal laws, which is the white man laws, because the white man I rule the earth right now. I'm going to prove that to you. The white man rule the earth right now, and the white man is the wicked. Right, this is Job 9 and 24. Because all of the laws them, all of the societal laws them go contrary to the scriptural laws them. Right, they say the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? Right? Now may I get a scripture to show you who's the wicked. May I try to do this as quickly as possible. Right, this is Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. It says, whereas Edom said, so this is Edom now. Who is Edom? Edom, the Edomites are synonymous to Esau, right? Who is Esau? The so-called white man. I'm going to prove that to you. He said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, and I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. So now we know that the Edomites are the wicked, right? And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. What is indignation? Righteous judgment. So them are going to get what's coming as well. See? So we know that Edom are the border of wickedness. Now, who is Edom? So Genesis chapter 25 verse 30, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage. So this is Esau talk, right? He said, for I am faint, therefore was his name called Edom. So who's Edom? Esau. Who's Esau? Jacob's brother. Right now, all we know is him are the so-called white man. Right now, let's go back to Genesis, I think chapter 6. Let's go all the way back to Cain and Abel. Why? Because Esau is actually the reincarnation of Cain. Right? Alright. Now we also know because alright, let me just read this and then we're going to oh, you know, say Esau is the so-called white man and he is the wicked. So we already know say Esau is the wicked. Now we want to know if Esau is the white man, right? Now this is after Cain killed Abel. See in Genesis chapter 4 verse 9, he said, and the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not, am I my brother's keeper? Let me just jump to the point. start from 12. They say, when thou tillest the ground, so the Most High a curse Cain because of how him do to Abel. See, it say, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. See? And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast given me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Most High put a mark on him, so that people can actually find him. You know, we're also going on what is a vagabond. Right? I think a vagabond. Right? A vagabond. Okay. It says a primitive root to nod, that is waver, figuratively to wander, flee, disappear. Right? Right, so means to waver, wander, disappear, to console, deplore. Basically is a person move from place to place. So that is a vagabond. So the Most High did curse Esau with this. And this gonna help us to further identify. Say, the Most High cursed Cain with this, and this gonna further help us to identify. Say, Cain is basically Esau reincarnated, right? Same level. Now the Lord also put a mark upon him, and this is how we know him as the white man. See, this is Genesis chapter 4 verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, this comes from the Hebrew word nad, right? It means to wander, right? They say, and the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. Now what is this mark? This mark is leprosy. See? Mark when set up on, how else you could have marks, by the way. Anytime anybody see him, then can immediately identify him. They change him literal color, right? Which will make him a leper, because the white man is not a so-called white man. The white man is actually a red man. See, him skin have no melanin. It's transparent. That's why I'm looking at, because you can see blood through his body. So that show you say that I talk about the so-called white man. But it also say it also show you say him at the devil. See? Because the word devil simply mean deceiver. Right? Now I get the next precept. He said, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. Now let's look into this word Satan yourself. And we're not ignorant of his devices for real, yo. Because the things that this white man are push on him, when I use to push it, we know, we understand exactly what I do. See? Now this comes from the Greek word Satanas. It means accuser, the devil. The reason why they call him an accuser because him sell out him brother, basically. This man sell out him brother, basically. Esau is just a 8-time brother, yo. let's not stray from the topic still. So basically, the so-called white man is him a rule the earth now, see, and him is also the devil. So you know, him a go be contrary to what the scriptures say. So since as him a rule the world, him a go set up film laws then to go contrary to the scriptures, and that fool people want to follow instead of follow the Most High biblical laws then. See? And one of these where him set up is the so-called age of consent, which is bullcrap. See? He say the age of consent is the age at which a person is considered. Here's the word right here. So considered to be legally competent to consent to sexual acts. Considered here, so who consider it? That is the big question. Considered by who? Who consider it to be legally competent? The Most High or the so-called white man? See? And is thus the minimum age of a person with whom another person is legally permitted to engage in sexual activity. The distinguishing aspect of age of consent laws is that the person below the minimum age is regarded as a victim and their sex partner as an offender. See? And this got the same way even if that consensual. See? And that don't make no sense. Right? Because here the scripture said. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to know what the scripture says. I'm going to read down further to show you how it make no sense using them historical and social records. See? History and social attitude. So this is how it used to be basically, history. See, it's in traditional societies, the age of consent for sexual union was a matter for the family to decide, which is still garbage because that's still the Most High decide that. The scripture already tell you how to know a person is the age of consent, and that I explained it right there. So it said, or a tribal custom. In most cases, this coincided with the signs of puberty, menstruation for a woman, and pubic hair for a man. That is the true so-called age of consent. See? And here's the garbage. With people like to say to counteract this. See? The body is ready, but the mind is not. What kind of bullcrap is that? Isn't the body a part? Isn't the mind a part of the body? Number two is what them actually want. Them want the girl to be so-called smart enough to completely annoy the hell out of her so-called husband. Moreover, I'm continuing reading. It said, in the 16th century, a small number of Italian and German states set the minimum age for sexual intercourse for girls, setting it at 12 years. Now, this is also a major factor. How sensitized these people toward these things, because this actually say the historical records actually say the age of consent was once 12. How people used to behave then. You see, a big man have sex with a 12-year-old girl. It was average back then. About never business. I saw it did go. Right, but now, he said towards the end of the 18th century, other European countries also began to enact similar laws. The first French Constitution of 1791 established the minimum age at 11 years. Alright? So read some of this. And guess what? Suppose me tell you that this still don't make no sense. The reason why this still don't make no sense is because sometimes even 11-year-old girls not start to them puberty. So that don't make no sense. So you say Portugal, Spain, Denmark and Swiss cantons initially set the minimum age at 10 to 12 years, which still don't make no sense. So you can't put a number to it because everybody different. See me? And that these people rather if you accept over what the scripture actually said. The scripture said, as a matter of fact, read this quickly said. Right? So 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 36, it says, but if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, what is the flower of her age? When she starts her menstrual cycle. And need so require, let him do what he will, he sinneth not, let them marry. What is marriage? Sex. You see that? And this people refuse to accept. They rather hear what the white man said. See, no, right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you straight up, say what JMS actually teach. Is not to go out there and break the common societal laws, because you know so that's straight up suicide. We're not dumb. We're not tell nobody if you go do what them please. The scripture say all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. Expedient means profitable. See? So not because the scripture says so means you can just go out there and do it and get out of it. See? What we teach is a matter of what the scripture says, what is true and what is not, that we teach. See now, touching back on the point with puberty. And them people so-called contractive argument say the body ready but the mind is not. That is total bullcrap. You know why? Because the same reason, the exact same reason why not put the a number upon the age of consent. If you keep people at a young state of mind, that are the same reason why they're at a young state of mind. That's bullcrap. See me? Because it becomes the social norm. Until you pass that age barrier, you're considered an adult. So if they're not considered an adult, they're going to behave like children. Simple mathematics. So that is total bullcrap, yo. Now let's scroll down to so we just read history and social attitudes, and it shows you clearly say in most cases this coincided with signs of puberty. See? So puberty is the transition from childhood to adulthood. Simple. When a girl starts her period, what exactly is her period or her menstrual cycle? When her so-called eggs did not get fertilized by what? Sperm from man. So apparently their eggs should be getting sperm from men at that time. But because they did not, them run out. Simply put, raw, dry explanation of it. That's why them bleed through the vagina every month, because they not get no so-called fertilization. As simple as that. But we don't find it simple. We don't find it simple to accept what the white man said. But the scripture is so difficult to accept. Right? That is total garbage. Right, now moving on to modern laws. It's a general great shift in social and legal attitudes toward issues of sex took place in the modern era, and beliefs on the appropriate age below which girls should not be permitted to engage in sexual activity drifted toward adulthood. While ages from 10 to 13 were typically regarded as acceptable, okay, so this actually say ages 10 to 13 were regarded as acceptable back then. So if it was acceptable back then naturally people would be okay with it, right? For sexual consent in Western countries during the mid-19th century, and by the end of the 19th century, changing attitudes towards sexuality and childhood resulted in the raising of the age of consent to around 16. And now where it gone? It gone to 18 now, don't? Then and guess what happened now? People actually become sensitized towards it. If they catch you banging at a 12-year-old now, them look upon you like you're the worst thing on the face of the earth. That show you how simple people be to be manipulated by the social views, by the social engineering. I put you going on further down. See, because that actually causes you to behave the ways towards the things you behave the ways to. See, now social engineering is a discipline in social science that refers to efforts to influence popular attitudes and social behaviors on a large scale, whether by governments, media, or private groups. How simple is that? That is social engineering. That's why people behave the ways they behave. And how you break from that? By coming back to the understanding of the scriptures. But everybody refuses the scripture. They rather be controlled by the mass. They rather just follow everything what them say everybody else do and think. I notice what they say they use for socially engineering media, government, media, and private groups. An example that be let's see, school. A school, your teachers them talk to you in a way as if basically degree is everything. Get a degree and you can get a job. See me? That's how I then teach. If you don't get a degree and not get a good job, and you want to be the best, you want to make a heap of money and relax and then take it. See, that then teacher school, right? So that you go after. Was that what you intended to do when you set foot on the face of the earth? Or is that what society wants everybody to do? Answer that question. Alright, now the next thing is media. Alright, so you sit down and watch a whole heap of movies on your TV, right? You know, some movies send a lot of subliminal messages. See, the things that when you see take place in a movie are that you actually believe. And you know, so you actually absorb that. See, what if a subliminal messages? See, a subliminal message is of a stimulus or mental process below the threshold of sensation or consciousness perceived by or affecting someone's mind without them being aware of it. So all of these messages that them are going in their mind, they not really understand what it is. You're not conscious towards it, yo. So when you watch TV, it's like your brain and one sponge just soak up everything when you see. And that actually warp a behavior towards things, yo, and an attitude towards things. In social engineering. See? Now, truth be told, people have to be engineered one way or another, or going to be blanks just walking up and down like zombies. See? The engineering what we get, or what we're supposed to have, is the understanding of the scriptures and the laws of the Most High give it. The Most High give ways of how to live and how to view things. For instance, the Most High tell you straight up, say, hey, faggots forget put to death. And people did intolerant of faggots back then. Completely intolerant, as they catch you what dead. See, but because of social engineering now, and desensitizing of which we are going as well, the people actually become, what I call it now, tolerant. The people actually become tolerant of homosexuality and them things. See? Now this desensitizing is in psychology. Desensitization is defined as the diminished emotional responsiveness to a negative or aversive stimulus after repeated exposure to it. Zine? It also occurs when an emotional response is repeatedly evoked in a situation which the action tendency that is associated with the emotion proves irrelevant or unnecessary. And this also comes under social engineering because them actually use the media for desensitizing. When I watch movies, and this is the same thing I had explained to you about subliminal messaging. When I watch movies, and I see certain homosexuality take place in movies, them and the people them be tolerant towards it, automatically you have a start to become tolerant toward it. The more you see take place and you see the people them reaction towards it, your brain automatically soak that up regardless if you're conscious of it or not. See, and that them used to control the mass. People watch TV like zombies, soak up everything like sponge, and all the TV send a bad messages, things gonna make sense, and things are just straight up wickedness. That's all upon TV. See, so because with people them actually programmed, socially engineered by the higher ups, by the so-called white man, and in media and in private groups and in government policies and in laws and then something. See, and them that the reason why people like get destroyed, because of that the people are follow. See, but they don't want to follow the laws and the doctrine of the Most High, or the Most High give it. See, and we teach this. We are teaching the doctrine of the Most High all over the world, and we are trying to make people them become aware of the things that take place and what happened to them and what got happen, and they refuse to accept that. See, now we're going on some scriptures. This is Proverbs chapter 1 verse 20. It says, wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice in the streets. See, and that's what the prophets them, and that's our next thing what people don't want, because when they actually come to the truth and the realization of what takes place, what the Most High is supposed to do. He said, go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find bid to the marriage. See, so we're supposed to go out there in the chief concourse and I push this word, I teach you people what take place, to try and wake up the elect of the nation of Israel. But we people don't want to do that, so what them do? Then deny the truth, they refuse to accept what really take place. Simply because they want to continue with the wickedness and they don't want to do the Most High say. That's why people get destroyed, Right, they say, she cried in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates, in the city, she uttered her words, saying, see me, and at this we constantly are saying to them people here throughout the season, day in, day out, he say, how long ye simple ones will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. See, and when people hate knowledge, they don't want to learn nothing, That's why they say, hey, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. He will never read it, They don't want to come to the acceptance of what really take place, They just want to sit down and relax and do whatever the hell they feel to do. And that the Most High going to destroy them for, because they refuse to serve the Most High. Right? Get that quick precept. Oh, I think it is in the same chapter. Right, they say, how long ye simple ones will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. See, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. See, because I have called and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. See, now before we doubt this, I teach you, we could have easily get away from the indignation, the righteous judgment of the Most High. See, when we make the excuse, say, hey, we never know about them thing here, we lose everything, we lose the knowledge and everything. But guess what? We have to teach it day in, day out. So now we don't have no excuse, If you do things against the scriptures, if you break the Most High laws, them, after you know, you are going to get punished for it. He said, because I have called and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. See, so you don't accept the Most High laws them, but you don't find it easy if you accept the white man laws them, which is total BS. Garbage, yo. The white man laws never make sense. Then contradictory. They set up to catch the so-called Negroes, yo, Native Americans and Latinos. The laws actually go against them, yo. And you find that easy if you accept, but the Most High laws a problem. That's why I get destroyed, yo. See, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Right? Because what I'm going to do? When in the past, I see the prophets have prophesied the things that will come to pass. When you see the prophets have prophesied the things that will come to pass, and the things that we're supposed to do, and the things that we're not supposed to be doing. For instance, we're supposed to push this word, yo, because we're close to the end. Supposed to teach and learn this thing, yo. But we don't want to do that. What we don't want to do? See, I eat all the abominable dishes. Follow the so-called white man. Do whatever the hell him say. Do whatever you feel to do. Have sex with that man, woman. Break all of the Most High laws them. See? And that you don't want to do. But you don't want to do what the Most High said you're supposed to do. That's why I get destroyed. He said, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear coming. See, because when you see the prophets out there prophesying, you want to do, you pass on the scan, yo. When you pass on the scan, people pass, they make fun, them frown, then do all of the worst things then. When they pass on the way, I try to teach them the truth. See? So the Most High say, hey, I'm going to laugh at the calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. He said, when your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. And we are warning you. We are giving a warning, said them things are going to come to pass, yo. Hey, we tell you said the so-called white man is an enemy. I know a friend, yo. You know I hear that. You just constantly run back and well, hey, I am seeing when I go destroy you. When martial law kick in, yo, and them troops here start patrol the road and start shooting the living hell out of you, yo, and start killing, yo, we see them do it already now. And the white man at the devil that, you know. But I even know and follow film laws them know and try to keep to the best of our ability, yo. And this man I give a living hell about, you know. Look on the prisons in America, them say the population of China far greater than America, which is well known. But the amount of people were in the prisons of America exceed the amount of people in the prisons of China. And they say the majority of the people in the prisons of America are Hebrews, Negroes, Native Americans, and Latinos, so-called Israelites. No, the Israelites. He said, then shall they call upon me. See me? And when shit start happening to you, when I go look to the Most High. He says, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. And for the so-called early is too late. Because when you're supposed to seek the Most High is now. Now after the judgment start dish out and people start dead. No. He said, for they that hate knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, because of the people who don't fear the Lord, you know, if they fear the Lord, they do not keep and laws them. The scripture says the conclusion of the whole matter is to fear God and keep His commandments. He said, they would none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof. When you despise the Most High laws them. When you scoff at everything. When you make fun of everything. But when it comes to the so-called white man laws them, when you try to be the best that you possibly can. That's why the Most High will destroy them. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safely. Who hearken unto the Most High? You know what hearken mean? Hearken unto the Most High? For keeping laws, statutes and commandments, and following the scriptures. Which means for push this truth, to go out there and teach to try and wake up the elect. See, keeping laws to the best of your ability, because we can't keep all the laws them now in our captivity. And for fear the Most High. And for know the name of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. And only go and know the name. If you refuse the truth. See, the problem with the people is that even though some of them might believe, some of them might hear the truth and it's perfectly plausible. See, you simply refuse to accept it because you don't want to do what you don't want to do. And you don't want to do what the Most High said you're supposed to do. See? Now we said, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. See? So the hell with the rest around here, 2/3 of Israel is going to get destroyed for them reasons here. So with that, alright, I think I'm gonna end it there. So I want to say all praises to the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, which is in the name of his son Yahweh Shai. And double honors to the elders or apostles of GMS Great Mill Stone. And peace and blessings to all the brothers out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. See? With that, shalom.